What's up guys, it's Dan, and I'm gonna make some Mandalorian gauntlets. So the gauntlets I'm gonna make are Beskar Gauntlets. I have some templates right here. By the way, I rescaled these to 85% of normal size, so it would somewhat fit me. You can just print out one page like this and then check it against your forearm to see how well it fits in the pattern to make sure you get your right scale. Let's start by cutting all these out.
The pattern I'm using for these gauntlets is from Dustin McLean on YouTube. He made his Mando armor out of cardboard. His pattern is free to download, so be sure to check out his channel and his builds. I'll link his channel in the description below. All the pieces are well labeled for left and right, as well as how many you need to make, since some require 2 copies and some require just 1. This pattern also includes a reference pic that shows where and how all the pieces go together, which is really nice. I transfer everything to 6mm foam. I cut them out using a ceramic snap-out blade, which is nice and sharp and cuts very cleanly. For the intricate cuts such as holes and corners, I still use a hobby knife, but I make sure it's really sharp. There are also details that require scoring, so I use the score and heat method for those areas that need them. I take the time to clean up each piece with a grinding stone, and I round the edges a bit as well, just to get rid of that cut foam look. I cut the main body of the gauntlets out of one piece of foam. The sides need to fold down as they wrap around the forearms, so I use my V-groove hack to create the correct size V-grooves I need. In this case, about 40 degrees. The way you do this is you score the foam almost all the way through, leaving a little bit so it's still one piece. Then you bend the foam back 180 degrees from where you want it to bend. In other words, on the same plane as where you want the bent part to end up. Then you sand down the foam sticking up on the seam flat and even on both sides. That will get you the right size V-groove every time. I'm getting ready to put on the side details. I need to make sure to keep the sides rounded as I attach the panels so that they will hold their shape. I later found out it's much easier to do this if I use a cardboard tube to help keep it round. To reinforce the seams on the inside, I glue in some 1mm self-adhesive foam. I still use contact cement to attach them to make sure they don't come off. I start to deviate from the pattern here, looking at actual reference photos of the gauntlets. Now, following the pattern would have been just fine, but I'm too much of a stubborn ass that I want these to look more accurate. So I start to create my own pieces based off the various reference photos I see. The details aren't that far off, so just a little bit of custom crafting was needed to get them how I want them to be. I make the bottom panel of the gauntlet since these were not originally designed to wrap around the entire forearm. I cut pieces out of 6mm foam and pre-curve them. I glue only one side to the gauntlet since I want to use Velcro on the other side, and this is how they will attach to the wearer and also be adjustable. I use Steve's from SKS Props double adhesive method to glue on the Velcro strips. I really want to make sure these do not come off since they'll be subject to stress when removing the gauntlets. And here's a test fit of the gauntlets. The Velcro makes it very easy to put on and remove, as well as be adjustable if needed. There are some detail pieces that go on the top of the left gauntlet and on the side of the right gauntlet. I went ahead and 3D printed these parts since trying to make them out of foam would actually be harder and I wouldn't be able to get the intricate details right. These just get super glued on. The last bit of detail are a pattern of dots on the left gauntlet. I use 1mm self-adhesive foam and create the dots using 2 sizes of leather punches. These easily cut through the foam and make nice little circles. I cut 8 circles at 5mm and 12 at 7mm. And as I mentioned before, you still want to use contact cement when using self-adhesive foam. You want to give the piece of foam you're attaching them to some stick as well, so these don't come off.
Alright, I've got my Mando Beskar Gauntlets here, and that's it. I am not going to paint these. I am making these for a friend, and they said they'll take care of the painting, so this is as far as I'm going to go with these. But I pretty much have them all done. Just need to be plaster dipped, painted, however he wants to do it, that's on him. But this is all he requested, that I just make them, and that's fine. If he wanted me to paint them, I could as well, but for consistency purposes, he'll paint everything since he's painting everything for his suits. These were pretty fun to make, pretty easy. Again, I want to thank Dustin McLean on YouTube for providing this pattern. Again, he made his out of cardboard. I slightly modified his patterns to make these a little more accurate. I was looking at pictures. But yeah, awesome free templates. Link to that is in the description below. 3D printed pieces of what I couldn't really sculpt in foam, so it'll be easier to have them 3D printed. It's a lot better, especially that piece. So yeah, I can put these on without undoing them. These are pretty cool, pretty simple base for the gauntlet. I like the shape of them. I like that they have this taper here. I'm guessing for some kind of elbow clearance like that. But yeah, let me know what you thought of this build. It was pretty simple. So that's going to be it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.